Today I'm filming the 2021 Toyota Highlander XSE all-wheel drive. As you guys can see, the Highlander here is right behind me. My Tesla's painted in this midnight black. Looking at the front fascia here of the Highlander, it looks aggressive, it's bold. I like this trim level that Toyota is offering for 2021, which is the XSE. The XSE is new for the Highlander family here. Looking at this grille, it looks like this honeycomb grille here. It looks really nice. Looking at the Toyota emblem here, this does house the dynamic radar cruise control. Down here, this is an enlarged grille that you get off the Toyota Camry. I like the silver painted trim. Toyota does throw in LED fog lights here at the lower part of the bumper. Looking at these headlights here, they're going to be an LED projector bulb with an automatic low and high beam with an incandescent turn signal with an LED daytime running light. With this being the XSE, like I mentioned, it gives this car more of an aggressive look, and it does look a little lower to me from this standpoint. But making our way to the side profile here, looking at these tires, these are a 235/55 Bridgestone tire. They're wrapped in this 20-inch rim design. I like the silver with the gloss black finish here. Nice rim setup here that Toyota throws here on the XSE. My Tesla does have an LED sight marker here, and above that's just a standard moonroof. There is roof rails there, but looking here at the side profile, there is a sharp body line here, but you can't really see it because of the midnight black exterior paint here. But making our way to the rear of the Highlander here, looking at these tail lights, are going to be an LED combination with an LED brake light, with an incandescent turn signal, with an incandescent reverse light. There's your Highlander badge, which is here. Your Toyota emblem there. There is a stand-up backup camera with incandescent lighting for the tag. There's your XSE all-wheel drive badge. My Tesla does have dynamic torque vectoring to give this thing all-wheel drive. There is going to be dual tip exhaust back here with more of that aluminum painted trim that you get from the front fascia. Open up the cargo capacity back here. Toyota does throw in a power lift gate. With all seats folded up, Toyota says you get 16 cubic feet of space. To fold down the third row, Toyota makes it pretty simple here. You grab this little handle here. The headrest will flop down. Once you do that, Toyota says you get around 40-ish cubic feet of space right here. Once you fold down all the seats, Toyota says you get 84.3 cubic feet of space. If you're looking for more space, you have to check out the Chevy Traverse that gets 98 cubic feet of space. And underneath here, Toyota does throw in some underfloor storage. So I'm sitting inside the interior of the 2021 Highlander XSE. But overall, this interior, it's not a bad looking interior. I wish my Tesla had the 12-inch display. You have to go for the limited or platinum trim in order to get the 12.3-inch display. My Tesla just has an 8-inch display here, but shutting the door here of the Highlander. And to start up the Highlander, just put your foot on the brake and press the start-stop button right here. The Highlander will roll to life with that 3.5-liter V6. The gauges will do a nice sweep here. There is this helper screen here, so you can customize it by using this little toggle piece here, or this trackpad here. It can show you different things like your speed, also who has their seatbelt on and whatnot. This does have a lane keep assist, forward collision warning, also with blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert. So basically it has Toyota Safety Sense 2.5. And my Tesla does have the all-wheel drive system, so it does show you where the torque is going here in this screen here. Also, when your phone is connected, as you guys can see, it does tell you what's playing. This also has your driver support there, and also your speed again. Looking at the door panel material, it's going to be a soft touch ejection molded plastic here. This is aluminum painted door handle there. Your lock controls, it is one touch up, one touch down for the front window, and also one touch down and up for the rear window. I like the red here on the actual door panel. There's this aluminum painted trim here, your automatic high beam switch here, your trunk release. Over here is additional storage and whatnot. My Tesla does have a manual tilt telescoping wheel. It does have a good amount of adjustability and range. I like the nice leather wrap steering wheel here. I wish the stitching was actually red here on the actual steering wheel. There's your voice commands here, volume controls, your Toyota emblem here. Does have forward collision warning, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control. Also your sync and track for the radio presets there. There is some stitching here on the actual dashboard. It's going to be hard touch plastic here, but over here it's going to be a nice soft touch material with more red stitching. Like I mentioned, my Tesla does have the 8-inch display here. The screen is responsive and whatnot. Going back here to the head unit here. This does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Going back here to the Toyota system, as you guys can see, you can customize, you can change the actual color here of the screen, just in case you like this dark blue here. You can change it to like a red, a gray, and kind of like a white color here. This does have dual climate control, 3-level heated seats. I'm surprised Toyota didn't offer cool seats here on the XSE. Your air vents are here. with some carbon fiber like trim, which I think looks really nice. I wish Toyota would offer this more throughout the whole entire cabin here. Your hazard switches here. There's two shelves here, one here, one over here for the passenger. This is where you can rest your phone. My iPhone 11 Pro Max is sitting here just fine. You can also run the cable through here for the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. There is two quick charging USB ports here with a 12-volt additional storage there. Putting the Highlander into reverse here, you see my Tesla does have this backup camera, does have the distance marker but no trajectory. It does not even have rear parking sensors. Put it over here to drive, and kicking over to the left here, you can put this thing in manual mode. It does not have paddle shifters here. I wish Toyota would offer paddle shifters, but this does house the 8-speed automatic transmission. There's more aluminum painted trim here with two cup holders there. This is for the drive mode selector here, which shows you a sand and mud, rock and dirt. Over here, this is a little toggle piece here for sport, normal, and eco. It shows you here in the LCD display there. Electronic parking brake, auto hold, your stability control, snow, also a downhill assist there with an automatic start stop. The center console here is nice. You can definitely rest your elbows there. There is a wireless phone charging here. I had my iPhone 11 Pro Max charging here earlier, and it charges the phone pretty fast. Over here is going to be a lot of more storage here with this shelf that can be removed. There is a 12-volt inside here. Closing the center armrest back there, there's even more stitching here and whatnot, which looks really nice. I like the red interior here of the XSE Highlander. I showed you guys a XSE Highlander before, but that was just a black interior with the red here. Looks really nice. And above, my Tesla does have a moonroof here, which looks really nice. I wish Toyota would offer the panoramic sunroof here on the XSE trim to give this cabin a little bit more light. But overall, it's not a bad looking cabin, but I wish they would have offered some red on the actual third row, which they kind of skimped out on that. This does have incandescent lighting. This is for the dome lights up here. This is for the moonroof that you can adjust. Like I mentioned, that nice carbon fiber like trim there. The glove compartment is a pretty decent size. But overall, this interior here is really nice. Toyota did a really good job when they redesigned the Toyota Highlander. So to get into the second row here of the Toyota Highlander, my Tesla has these captain's chairs. If you want bench seating, you have to go to a lower grade trim level here. Looking at the leg room here, Toyota says you get 41 inches of leg room. There is going to be two map pockets back here for storage. You also have your own set of climate controls back here for the second row. There is two quick charging USB ports back here. The floor is semi-flat. You can definitely sit someone here in the middle if you actually had the actual bench seating. But my Tesla does have these captain's chairs that feel really comfortable, just like the front seats. Up top, it's going to have an incandescent lighting. The air vents live up here as well. Shutting the door, my Tesla does have these manual sunshades to block out additional light. I'm only 5'8". I have plenty of headroom here, but overall the second row is not a bad place to sit. There is two cup holders down here with a nice area to pass into the actual third row. But let's hop into the third row of the Toyota Highlander. So to get into the third row here of the Toyota Highlander, just grab this handle here. The seat will catapult like that, and you just push it forward to get into the third row here. But getting back here, I'm only 5'8", like I mentioned, from the second row here. Honestly, the seats back here feel really good, so Toyota didn't skimp out. I wish they would have actually put some red leather here on the actual third row here, but they didn't. They just kept it really plain Jane back here. It's going to be two cup holders on this side, so there's going to be 4 cup holders in total back here, but there's no charging ports back here in the third row. So if you wanted to charge your phone, I would recommend sitting in the actual second row here. But I have plenty of headroom back here. There's going to be an incandescent lighting back here in the third row. I don't have any foot space underneath the second row here, but you can ask the passenger here to slide the seat forward a little bit. My knees are touching the seat back here, but overall the third row is basically going to be reserved for little kids. So I have the hood open here for the 2021 Toyota Highlander XSE. Toyota will offer this with 2 different powertrains, which is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that makes 243 horsepower. It's paired with 2 electric motors, and it's paired with an eCVT, of course. So you want better fuel economy, you have to check out the hybrid that gets over 37 miles combined. Looking here underneath the hood, my Tesla has the company's 3.5 liter V6. It makes 295 horsepower, 263 pound-feet of torque. Toyota says you can tow 5,000 pounds. If you go for the hybrid version of the Highlander here, you can tow around 3,500 pounds. So if towing is your thing, I recommend getting the V6 here. This also is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. And as the Highlander sits, since my Tesla has all-wheel drive, it weighs 4,600 pounds. Fuel economy here is rated at 20 in the city, 27 on the highway, and 23 combined. So starting off in the 2021 Toyota Highlander XSE with all-wheel drive. This has Toyota's dynamic torque vectoring system. So it will send power to the wheel that needs more power to it, or if that wheel is slipping in a sense. This does have different drive modes, which does include sand, rock, also with mud and dirt. So just in case you're off-road, you want to take this thing off-road, you could definitely do so because it does have the all-wheel drive system. My Tesla has Toyota's 3.5 liter V6. It makes 295 horsepower, 263 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. With the all-wheel drive system, I tested an all-wheel drive system in the Toyota Camry. That was a really good all-wheel drive system, so I wouldn't expect nothing less here from the Toyota Highlander here. Like I mentioned, this does have Toyota's 3.5 liter V6. It does have a deep growl to it. It only makes 295 horses and 263 pound-feet of torque, which is really good power to move this 4,600 pound SUV around, because my Tesla has all-wheel drive, so it makes it a little bit heavier compared to the front-wheel drive version here of the Highlander. My Tesla does have the Sport Tune suspension here on the XSE model of the Highlander. Putting this thing into sport mode here, Toyota does have the drive mode selector here. You just switch it to sport. Like I mentioned, you hear that deep growl. The 8-speed automatic is quick to shift. I do hear a little wind noise. Today is sort of a windy day today. I do hear some wind noise in the cabin, but it doesn't intrude too much, but I could definitely hear the wind coming in a little bit. My Tesla does have this moonroof above me. I wish Toyota would let the XSE get the panoramic sunroof option, but Toyota just limits you to the moonroof here. But let's do a 0 to 60 real quick. I'm gonna just hit the accelerator here. I think 0 to 60, maybe 7.2 seconds. It felt like it was really fast. It's like I mentioned, the 8-speed automatic is fast to shift. The V6 here has a nice growl to it, like the tone here of the V6. This does have Toyota's Safety Sense 2.5, so it does have dynamic radar cruise control with emergency braking, rear cross traffic alert, a lane keep assist, lane trace assist as well. So this thing will keep you safe, also with your family as well. Great visibility here at the Highlander. Honestly, one thing I do not like about the Highlander here is the third row. Toyota, they scratched this vehicle by 2.4 inches, but they gave that 2.4 inches to the actual cargo to give this thing 84.3 cubic feet of space. If you're looking for more cubic feet of space, you have to check out the other competitors, like the Chevy Traverse that offers 98 cubic feet of space. So if you're looking to carry stuff basically in more volume, you have to check out the other competitors. 84.3 cubic feet of space is really good, but if you need more cubic feet of space, you have to check out the other competitors here. Like I mentioned, great visibility, great side mirrors here. It does have blind spot monitoring. The seats in here, they're comfortable, they're supportive. I like the red interior here. I tested the XSE before, but my Tesla just had basically the black interior here, but this red looks really good. The seats are not aggressively bolstered. But let's do another launch here, or acceleration run. But this time, let's turn off the traction. Like I mentioned, my Tesla does have all-wheel drive, which is their Toyota dynamic torque vectoring system. You can turn it. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna brake torque it. I know it might chirp the wheels. Hopefully not. I tested the Toyota Camry with the all-wheel drive system, and honestly, there was no torque steer, no screeching of the tires or anything. But let's see what the Highlander does here. I'm gonna brake torque it, foot on the brake and accelerator. I felt just a smudge of the wheel kind of pulled to the right, just a little bit, but the all-wheel drive system is really good. There's this helper screen here to show you where the torque is being sent. So like I mentioned, you can take this thing off-roading and whatnot. But turning the traction back on here, this thing is really good. It's smooth. The ride is really compliant. Toyota gave this thing a Sport Tune suspension as well. So even with the Sport Tune suspension, honestly, I can't really tell that this thing even has a Sport Tune suspension. It's really good. And I like the way that the Highlander drives. It does have that nice growl from the V6 here, which is a really good powertrain. But overall, I'm really impressed here with the Highlander. Fuel economy is rated at 20 in the city, 27 on the highway, and 23 combined because of the all-wheel drive system. So it kind of eats into the fuel economy. But if you want better fuel economy, Toyota does offer a hybrid version here of the Highlander. You get 37 miles to the gallon combined. That's paired with a 2.5 liter that makes 243 horsepower. It's paired with 2 electric motors. So if you want to basically get better fuel economy, you should put the hybrid on your list as well. But if you don't really care about getting great fuel economy, the Highlander here, it does offer a really good powertrain. It's smooth, a really good suspension, and you can also tow 5,000 pounds. But if you go for the hybrid version of the Highlander, you can tow 3,500 pounds. So if towing is your thing, I would recommend going for the V6 here. Like I mentioned, it does have a deep growl. I wish Toyota would offer paddle shifters, but there is a manual mode here in the transmission, but nobody's really going to be shifting here with the shifter. I would recommend Toyota putting paddle shifters on the next generation or another refresh here of the Highlander here. But this being the XSE, the exterior styling is really nice. It looks aggressive, it's bold. I like the front fascia as well. Just do another run here just because we can. This time I'm going to leave the traction on. It's in sport mode already. I'm going to brake torque it. So foot on the brake and accelerator. Oof, it cut power. But that V6 does have a nice grunt to it. So if you're looking to basically keep your kids asleep, the V6 won't wake them up in a sense, but it will kind of drone into the cabin, which is not a bad thing. Me personally speaking, it's not a bad thing for me, but I do like the way that it sounds. So after spending time with the 2021 Toyota Highlander XSE all-wheel drive, honestly, I'm really impressed by that silky smooth V6. It does have a nice growl to it, and honestly, the third row is not made for someone that's over 5'8". It's really reserved for smaller kids. That's one nitpick that I don't like about the Highlander here, but this thing does perform really good, especially with that sport tuned suspension. So much as a Highlander XSE cost. Starting price for my testers at $43,355. The Highlander here does have some optional equipment, which rolls in the carpeted floor mats, the paint protection, also the Toyota Guard, which is 2 oil changes in the filter. My tester here has an as tested price at $50,303. If you guys are looking to purchase a Highlander XSE, you can come to South Dade Toyota and ask for Wilford. He'll get you into a new, used, or pre-owned vehicle. Hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2021 Toyota Highlander XSE all-wheel drive. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at DriveOnReviews. If you guys want to support the channel, just check out the description box down below, and I'll catch you all in the next video.